right, here we go. Welcome into the show. You're watching the San Francisco 49ers Report. My name is Chase Sr. The pads are on. Coming up here on today's show, Niners training camp reaction, and there is so much to get into as the real football got underway because finally there's some physicality in these practice sessions. Before we dive into another loaded show here on the program, let's shoot for 1,000 subscribers gained here in the month of July. So far this month, with a few days left here on this Monday, July 28th, we've gained 705 subscribers. That means we need 295 people to help us get to that threshold of 1,000 subs picked up this month. We can accomplish that with this video. All you got to do, lock us in, hit that subscribe button for daily Niners news, reactions, takeaways, analysis, and anytime I'm talking Niners, I want our content to be insightful, informative, entertaining, thought-provoking, and I want you to have a voice. If all that sounds good, join the movement and hit that subscribe button today. A congratulations to Brock Purdy and his wife. He didn't practice on Friday. Some people were wondering why. The Niners said he was out due to personal reasons. Well, we know the answer to that. Him and his wife have welcomed their baby girl to the world. Congratulations to Brock Purdy and his wife on their newborn daughter. As for the significance of today's practice session, this is where the real football starts, ladies and gentlemen, where evaluations hold more weight. Because when the pads get popping, that leads to physicality and just a truer brand of football being played at the SAP Performance Center in Santa Clara. And going into this week, knowing that the pads were going to be on, two players who I was very excited to monitor the rookie defensive tackles, Alfred Collins and CJ West. Two different players. Alfred Collins, 6'5", 330, a mountain of a human being. He was excellent at Texas, 64 of 65 games played, an incredibly long wingspan, very good against the run, very durable, the ability to bat passes down at the line of scrimmage. CJ West, on the other hand, transferred to Indiana with an uptick in competition. He played his best football for the Hoosiers last year, a team that made it to the college football playoff. He's a little bit shorter, 6'1", 315, really violent hands and a strong get-off. And this drill goes to show the promise, the potential, the ability that these rookie defensive tackles possess. That first rep was CJ West. You see some of the explosiveness and the get-off. That second rep was Alfred Collins. These players are going to play a significant role for Robert Saleh's defense in 2025. Another look there at CJ West, and here is Alfred Collins to my right. They could be starters week one for San Francisco. If not, they're going to get a lot of snaps during their respective rookie campaigns. And then there's this drill, a look at Nick Bosa here lining up at the edge rusher spot. He is one of the best technicians among pass rushers in the National Football League. And then his rookie protege, who has been following him in drills all throughout this offseason, trying to learn the ropes from one of the top pass rushers in the game. That was Mykel Williams. And here's another look at CJ West from the interior. Low stance. Because he is a little bit shorter, he can get beneath the pad level of some of these offensive linemen, but you love to see that quick get off, and CJ West excellent in some of these one-on-one drills today. More on that in a moment. For those of you who like to play fantasy football, you're probably wondering, Chase, should I draft Christian McCaffrey? He only played 4 games last year. Bilateral Achilles tendonitis. He was starting to round into form. And then he suffered that knee injury. So far in training camp, he has looked explosive. This right here looks like the 2023 Christian McCaffrey, who picked up more than 2,000 all-purpose yards and won NFL Offensive Player of the Year. That explosiveness, the quickness, the speed, the acceleration, it looks to be back for CMC. And today's practice takeaway works off of what we've discussed so far. The star players throughout training camp today made star-level plays, and the young players popped for San Francisco. A lot of the Niners' success in 2025 hinges on this rookie class. And with the pads on for the first time, you saw the promise from some of these rookies. As for C.J. West, he was excellent in these one-on-ones. He won a lot going up against some of the interior Niners offensive linemen. He had that explosive get-off, which you see on tape from his Indiana days. He's violent, he has strong hands, and that allows him to win his battles once the ball is snapped from that defensive tackle spot. He had a very good win against Dominic Pooney, who last year, as a rookie, solidified himself as a top 10 guard in all of football. Then there's Mykel Williams. C.J. West was drafted in the 4th round. Mykel Williams drafted with the 11th overall pick. He's twitchy, strong, powerful. Without the pads on, that NFL-ready size, power, physicality, and length, it was certainly on display. Today, though, with pads on as compared to no pads on, you still saw that similar skill set and that ability. He made multiple tackles throughout team periods, and he continues to impress. And I think he's going to be the week 1 starter at defensive end opposite of Nick Bosa. Robert Saleh today and throughout camp has used him in very creative ways. He's lined up at defensive end. He's slid inside to defensive tackle. There was one rep where he dropped back in coverage. He's been good against the pass and good against the run, arrow pointing up for the first-round pick out of Georgia. D. Winters was also flying around. Now, he's not a rookie, but he's a young player looking to lock down a starting linebacking spot alongside Fred Warner. And today, he may have locked down that starting role, making plays all around the yard, flying around. He added his 2nd interception of camp off a Jason Pinnock pass breakup on a pass from Brock Purdy. And I've said this since watching D. Winters as a rookie coming out of TCU, where on that TCU team that played for a natty, he was a TFL machine, and he played in a very psycho manner, right? And so the word that always pops with Winters, and that was the case again today, he plays violent. Now, as I've always said as well, he needs to harness that from time to time because at times he can over-pursue, take himself out of plays, but you love that that is part of his foundation as a football player. This young defense for San Francisco going into this year, it's unproven. There are question marks. I don't think it's for a lack of talent. I think it's because of a lack of experience, but the potential is certainly there. This is where Robert Saleh can really help this Niners defense. And it's been pretty notable and telling that a lot of these Niners players have talked about what Saleh has brought to the film room, to the meeting room, to the sideline, to this defense. He's injected confidence into this unit, and I think from an adjustment standpoint, a game planning standpoint, a play calling perspective, and a player development standpoint, this defense is so much better off this year as compared to last year under Nick Sorensen, who couldn't even list the reasons why he was hired. Deflected that question and said, I don't know, ask Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. That's never what you want to hear. Be confident in yourself and know why you were chosen to be a defensive coordinator. This Robert Saleh upgrade, one of the biggest and best offseason additions that any team made in the National Football League. And it's especially important because you do have all of this youth. So you need quality coaching to put these players in a position to succeed. And the Niners this year are going to need young players to perform well. They don't have a choice. They have rebuilt the defensive side of the ball. They have brought in an injection of youth. A lot of the players who they let walk in free agency, all veterans. They don't have a lot of depth on the defensive side of the ball. They will have depth, and they will have upside and talent if these rookies pan out. So this is a great early sign for the success of the San Francisco 49ers in 2025 as a whole. We're not done talking about these young bucks. Upton Stout, cornerback out of Western Kentucky. He has physicality to his game. He plays with swagger, confidence, and a chip on his shoulder. He plays with attitude. He had a tackle in the box in a running play, or on a running play, taking down Isaac Guerendo. Not easy to do that. Guerendo's 220, runs a 4.3. Then he had a pass breakup downfield against Ricky Pearsall. I think week 1, he could be starting in the slot with Diamador Lenore and Renardo Green on the outside. And this offseason, this clip kind of went viral on social media thanks to Ja'Cory Nichols, who was coaching up Upton Stout. Upton Stout is a player who in the pre-draft ran a 4.4 40-yard dash, ran the fastest gauntlet among cornerbacks at the NFL Combine, and led all corners in the bench press. And here you see his technique is sound, his feet are very quick, on top of him already having 4.4 speed. So he's going to be able to provide San Francisco some juice from that slot nickel corner role and lock down some really talented wide receivers with the physicality, with the chippiness, with the attitude, with the good technique, with the feet, the overall speed, and the play strength that he possesses. We're going to talk Brock Purdy coming up here just around the corner, but I got to tell you about this deal once again. Thanks to our fine friends at Fanatics. This Niners cutoff hoodie was $55. It's now on sale for just $33. All you got to do, use that link down below, chatsports.com/49ers cutoff. It'll take you to Fanatics, and Fanatics will know that Chat Sports, Chase Sr., and the 49ers Report sent you. This is perfect to wear during training camp, during the season, summer, spring, fall, winter, whatever the season. You can rock this, support your Niners, and right now you can save money while looking fresh. As for Brock Purdy, he became a father recently, and today in training camp made some splash plays. He had some misses. He threw a pick off a deflection, but there were some pop wow plays from Brock Purdy on this Monday. He hit George Kittle on a would-be 60-yard touchdown pass where he got around Mykel Williams on a naked boot. Mykel Williams bearing down, breathing down on you. Not easy to evade a big player like that. Brock Purdy did that. And the improvisational nature to his game, the ability to make plays out of structure, is an underrated skill and strength of Brock Purdy's. He also ripped a throw right by the ear hole of Fred Warner to Ricky Pearsall over the middle. Fred Warner is the best off-ball linebacker in the game. Purdy took a little bit of a shot, but that's the underrated arm strength, the anticipation on display from number 13. Then, 20-plus yards downfield, he hit Russell Gage along the sideline, putting that ball in a spot where only Gage could make a play on the rock. Russell Gage, who has had some success at the NFL level, talked about him on yesterday's show, continues to make plays throughout training camp. And then Purdy hit that patented spin move to evade a Nick Bosa sack, and then he hit Kyle Juszczyk downfield. This is a play that Tony Romo kind of made famous, where the quarterback drops back, you sense that backside pressure, then you're able to spin out of it real quick. That's what Purdy did to make Nick Bosa miss. Then he ran a boot to the right. Everybody was covered, but Brock Purdy turned garbage into gold. He led Jordan Watkins and led him with a ball that allowed Watkins to make a play on it to create some space for the rookie fourth-round pick out of Ole Miss. Elsewhere, Dallas Flowers, Jacob Robinson, two underknown cornerbacks, continue to make plays at the cornerback position. They've made a few pass breakups throughout camp that has impressed this coaching staff. And Nick Bosa, a few would-be sacks today. Now, Colton McKivitz did hold up well on a rep that allowed Purdy to make a play downfield, but Nick Bosa in really good shape, as he always is, and I think he's ready to have a huge sack production season. So that is our Niners training camp reaction. Don't forget to give me a follow on X and Instagram on top of hitting that sub button here. I'm always talking Niners on YouTube. I'm always talking Niners over there. So if you just want to be glued to the Niners, I'm your boy. I got you covered.